Hi everyone, and welcome back to something a little more different.
Ish.
I'm Iman,
I'm Camila.
I'm Boo Boo.
And I'm Sung.
and today we're going to be talking about traumatic experiences that we've experienced in our lives because who doesn't like story times?
Who doesn't like traumatic experiences to start off their day? Well,
Yes.
So this all kind of started with Sung experiencing something
yes.
pretty traumatic pretty recently. So if you'd like to start us off.
Yes. I still can't believe that happened to me, but I'll start. So it was, I think, a couple of weeks ago, like 2, 3 weeks ago, I broke my thumbnail, and that ended up leaving me with only 9 toenails. Wait, did I say thumbnail?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you said thumbnail.
so my fat toenail, that one fell off. So basically, I, for some context, I have nail problems, like the fattest toe, that one, mm, I don't know how they call it in English, but in Spanish they call it uñero. And basically, it means that your nail goes into, ingrown nail. So my nail kind of goes, um, it curves and it goes into my skin. Yeah. And so basically, it's hard for me to clip it. That's why I was letting it grow a little bit so I could clip it. And that day, I woke up like early and then I was ready to start my day. And I usually eat at the dining table, but that day I decided to eat at the sofa. And I put my computer in the front table, and I was watching I don't know what drama, and I ate my breakfast. But then, after I finished everything, I decided to put the dishes back to the kitchen. And I put my right leg in front down on the floor, and then I was sitting cross-legged. So my left leg wasn't really moving. And smart me, I decided to swing my whole leg forward, and that ended up with my nail smashing the edge of the table. And as soon as that happened, I crouched down and I started like I was baby posed, right? And then I held my whole foot, and with my right hand I was holding the toe that I bumped into the table. And a couple of seconds passed, and I felt my right hand it felt wet. So I looked at it, and my whole foot, starting from my toe, like front toe, first toe, was like drenched in blood. And you could see the nail purple. It was almost black, right? And when you pressed it, when you press, I don't know how to see it. I don't know how to explain it, but like if you press, like a bag or something, you can, the air bubbles inside, and then when I pressed it, the blood, like more blood came out, and then you could see the air bubbles. God. So that's when I knew that my nail was gonna fall off soon. And I still can't believe I have 9 toenails. But I'm just, yeah, and it was really traumatic, and I went through, but more than the pain, I told my, I told them, but I, like, it was all a mental fight because it was so hard to process the fact that the nail was going to fall off and I would be toenail-less for a minimum of 6 months because that's what they said would take to to grow back like
What?
completely. So yeah,
Oh my
that
god.
was my story.
Wait, what do you feel when when you when you put on shoes and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, you don't really feel anything. It's like it's really weird that feeling. Like when you put on socks, it feels pretty because it's your skin, bare skin touching the
The
your
sock.
sock.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to having a nail there that the feeling is weird. And also, so I kind of have like a toenail lining. I don't know how to explain it, but it's
What?
kind of like having a balding nail. Oh, and I want to say this for people that might have the same experience as me. I want to tell you that your nail, it's okay. Don't don't freak out. You're like at that point the most you can do is just accept it and it'll fall off soon. But it'll also grow back. So don't freak out.
Wow, thank
Great
you for that
advice.
beautiful public service announcement.
Yes. Just clean it well. Yeah.
You know, you say I have 9 toenails, right? But
Yeah.
like you could also have people who have 9 toes also have 9 toenails. So you could say instead, I have 90% of the toenails I'm supposed to have.
There you go. Glass half full.
Or I am missing 10% of my toenails.
Just like
That is not helping my mental fight.
imagine just like informing us how much percentage you're like increasing every month.
Yeah. You have a way of measuring it. See, isn't that great?
Well, if we're doing it that accurate, I currently have 92% of my nail.
Yeah, that's
Nails,
pretty good
toenails.
for like a week or so.
Progress.
But the thing is that it's still squishy, so it's not hard.
That's squishy.
Squishy.
Well,
Nails
not
shouldn't be
squishy, but like
Yeah.
it's soft, like a soft shell.
I see.
Wow, that's a lame nail. Nails need to be hard and protect
Okay.
you, not just break.
No, and do you want me to tell you, like, you know how I said it's a
Yeah.
mental fight? When I sent you guys that picture, like, you know what you sent to Camila?
What did I say?
Wait, cut off your toenail, your toe, or something like
Cut
that.
off your toe.
I erased that because that was making me so anxious.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wait. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, but
Okay, cut
like
your
that's
finger
what I
off.
mean by mental fight. Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, at least your nail is good now.
Yes. So yeah, that was my story.
It's a pretty great story to start off.
Well, to transition onto something a little less traumatic, still traumatic nonetheless. Okay, my story. It was around 8th grade, I think. It might have been earlier than that, like middle school-ish.
I
So,
think I know what it is.
I don't know. I don't think you do. I really don't. Okay, I don't know.
Wait, is
But
it
basically,
something regarding a circular thing?
no.
Oh, it's not the Chiclin.
Oh,
Oh, it's a really good story as well.
I completely forgot about that. I could say that one. Okay, so
It's okay.
basically,
Yes.
um, okay, I'll say the Chiclin one because that was okay. Basically, it was like around middle school. We were in volleyball, right? I was doing volleyball. It was after school, and I think the varsity girls had like practice before us or something. But I remember we were just watching girls playing volleyball. It was only me and Mia, right? It was our friend Mia, and it was only me and her, and we were just sitting like on the stairs watching the girls playing volleyball, and then we were just sitting there bored. And then Mia decides to offer me a chiclin, which is like a mint, like hard candy. So I was like, of course, I'll take a chiclin. Like, why not, right? Like, they're great. So
What
I
could they
take
do
the
to me?
chiclin. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Seriously. And then I take the chiclin and just naturally like pop it in my mouth, like casually. Like I'm not really thinking much about how I'm gonna eat the chiclin because of how many times I've had chiclines. I just pop it in my mouth, and then like I'm just sitting there and without like I don't know how it happened. It happened so fast. But like a second later, I realized it was like lodged inside my throat. I was choking on a chiclin. And I was choking, I was coughing. I don't really know what was going through my mind. All I remember was I was trying so hard to swallow it. That was the one. I was like determined. Like, I'm not gonna like cough this back up. Like, I can't do that. That's nasty. I was like, I'm swallowing it whole. And that's it.
Dying and you're worried about it
I
being
feel
nasty.
like that would be the last thing I
Like,
would
no,
remember.
that's
Like,
so
dude,
disgusting.
my life is
I
at
know.
stake.
No, I just remember I was so determined to swallow the chiclin. And all while this was happening, Mia is like not motionless. She's just staring like in shock. She was more in shock than I was. She like didn't move. She didn't do anything. I think after a while, after I accepted that I couldn't swallow it and I started coughing, trying to get it out, maybe she started like hitting my back to like help it out. But like for the longest time, all she could do, I was like staring her straight in the eyes, and she was just not doing anything. She was just staring right back at me. I think she was confused, just didn't know what to do.
No, to
And
me.
I just feared for my life. I don't know. It happened in slow mo. It kind of just I kept coughing, and it kind of just like slipped out onto the floor, and it was really nasty. But yeah, that was pretty traumatic. Not as traumatic as Sung's story, but
No,
you know.
no, you
Yeah.
almost died. I just lost a
know.
toe.
Near death experience choking on a chiclin. Imagine if that's how I died. I just died
I
choking
doubt
on a
it, though.
chiclin.
I remember.
In
No,
your
like a
funeral.
similar thing happened to me. It was in Korea. We have these giant, like they're not that big, but they're big to like for candies, and they're called king candy. That's what it's called, like wangsatang. And I loved that because I love Korean candies in general, but I was having that and I was in elementary or something, and that thing got stuck in my throat as well. And but I could breathe, but it was just really hard to breathe, but I could still kind of breathe. And I told my cousins and they couldn't really do anything. I told my mom and she said just leave it there, it'll melt.
What the heck?
And
Oh
it
my
did.
gosh.
It melted.
Wow.
That is,
What
Yeah.
the hell? Oh my gosh.
that's great. I mean, I'm glad it melted and you could breathe.
Literally.
I think, yeah.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
funny.
But like, I imagine in Iman's funeral, right?
The
like,
cough of death.
They're gonna read out for the eulogy. They're gonna read out like the jokes in the Chiclin.
Oh my god.
Like this is how we remember her,
Funny.
and then just pull a
Wow.
Pepito joke or something like that.
Those probably would have been my last words, the joke.
You told the jokes.
I probably did. I always liked doing them. They were really dumb jokes, but they were like, those are probably, wow.
That is such.
I forgot how
scary.
traumatic
think
that was.
I think I had like
Wow.
countless events where like I choked on something. I can't even count it with my hands. Like I'll just like very shortly, like I'm just gonna list them. The first time I was 4 years old, and the same thing. I was like sucking on a bonbon, and then the candy, like, yeah, it
Oh,
kind of like
bonbon.
got separated with a stick. So when I sucked it in too hard, and it got stuck. Not only that, I remember
Oh my
back in
gosh.
4th grade, I was eating like a Subway salad, and you know the tomato peel was like so long, and it got stuck in my throat. And then
Oh my
another
God.
time,
Oh my
I was
god.
eating fish, and the fish bone got stuck on my throat as well. And then
Oh
I
my
remember like
gosh.
it hurt like every time I swallowed. So I was like really worried. I was like, I'm gonna die. And my parents were like, you know what?
Wow.
Just like they were providing me this like really acidic stuff, thinking that the bone might like disintegrate will melt
Would
away.
melt.
And so
Wow.
yes,
Like
like
my
your candy. But then that didn't work. And so I was like super worried, dramatic me thought I was like, this is the end of my life. So my parents like took me all the way to the hospital. But midway, I was like, I'm okay. So they're like, they turned the page
Wow.
back, and then that's my like story. And
Wow.
I can't believe you were choking for so long that you had time to
I
drink
was
acidic stuff
okay.
and then
Go to
go
the
halfway
I
hospital.
mean,
to the
I could
hospital.
like just like sung, I could
And then
breathe, right? It's just that it felt so uncomfortable because there was something like pinching inside my throat. So yeah. And then this like other day, like not the other day, but like a few days ago, I had like some problems with like my throat. By the way, it's not corona. I just had phlegm, right, on my throat. So I took this, the medicine where you like spray it inside your throat. I sprayed it in such a way that it went through my nasal like airways, and I couldn't
Oh my
breathe.
gosh.
I was like
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, when you drink water like in the swimming pool, it kind of felt exactly
And it goes down the
it
wrong
felt like
tube.
that. It
Oh, that
hurt, and I was
hurts.
like wheezing. And my mom was like, she was like on her
Oh
phone,
my
and she
gosh.
just like saw me like breathing, but like not breathing. I was wheezing, so she was like freaking out, and then I was like, no, I can do it. I was just like, Iman, I was determined that I could breathe. I was like, no, don't help me. So yeah, that's my series of traumatizing stories that I have all the way in my life. That's why I can't take pills, like
Same. I can
Oh.
physically not
yeah,
swallow
no,
a pill, no matter how hard I
exactly.
try.
I can't believe that.
I feel so pathetic
Really?
too. I've tried so many, like, I've looked up, like, methods to do it. There's, like, one where you place it, like, right there and then drink water and it's supposed to go down. I literally can't.
Oh,
But like maybe you think too much about it. Like
probably.
It's maybe the
Yeah.
fear of choking. Like, that I don't want to, like, swallow it. I really don't know, but I literally can't. Like, I only take children's medicine because of it. I cannot swallow pills for the life of me. If my life depended on it, I would not be able to swallow a pill. It's bad.
Yeah, especially the powdered ones. You know the
Like,
ones that have like they're like the capsule ones. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like I break
uh-huh.
them apart in half and I just take what's inside.
Oh, my grandma does that too. I can't believe you do that. But
Uh-huh.
like, Sung, you like you bite your food for like a really long time, right? Every single piece of rice, and you can take pills, but Iman swallowed like a whole chiclin, and you can't
Okay,
take
but
a
the
pill.
chicken was by accident. I genuinely don't know how that happened. How that could have, like, I really don't know how it occurred. That's why it was so traumatic. It was so unexpected. Like, it was horrible.
Maybe you thought it was
Yeah,
food and
I
then
imagine.
just decided to like
Gobbled it
swallow
down,
it.
Inhale
inhale it.
Yeah, probably.
I remember once, like, I don't really choke on stuff that I remember, but
Mhm.
like, I remember once my brother, we went to Pizza Hut, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And he was, well, eating pizza at Pizza Hut.
Naturally.
And yeah, but he usually eats really quickly. But
Uh-huh.
this time, like, the pizza got stuck in his throat, right? One of the
Uh-huh.
bites. And so, like, he managed to swallow, like, the pizza bread, but
Uh-huh.
the cheese got stuck in his throat. Like, that's
Oh
what he
my
couldn't get
Oh
out.
gosh.
no,
So he had
yeah.
to pull it out like a fucking magician string.
You just
That happened to me too. Like when Yunji said about the tomato thing, that
Yeah.
happened to me with seaweed or something. I don't know what it was,
Oh, uh-huh.
but I pulled it out like that, and you can feel
Mm-hmm.
it as you pull it out. It's
Oh
like
my
It's
god.
slippery, and
horrible.
Same
like
same
you
thing with
you
a
feel like
tomato
you're gonna
peel.
die.
I
Mm-hmm. It's
thought
happened
like
to me with
my whole
spaghetti too.
Oh my gosh.
spaghetti. I think
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think anything long for me, not good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What is good for you? Like,
Literally
you can't eat
small
lungs?
pieces. Like that I don't even know. Like anything long is like if I look at something that's like long, I'm just like, can you cut it for me? Give me a scissor. Like I need to cut it in like a
What?
million pieces until I feel comfortable. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had so many like choking like experiences in my life that I'm just like, no, when I see a long thing. But spaghetti is fine. I don't think I had a situation with spaghetti. But when you talked about the cheese, I also choked on cheese as well. And it was horrible.
Really?
Another one to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Cheese is so thick and it's
Yeah.
so hard to even pull it out or even swallow it. So horrible.
why do you even eat cheese anymore, Malu? Like, you choke on it, and then you're lactose intolerant, so it gives you like other effects. I
See,
would just
Stay
yeah,
away.
eat like lactose free crumbly cheese instead.
like I feel like if I eat one, like or two slices of pizza, I'm fine. But if I eat more than that, that's when it gets a little bit not good. Yeah. So and that then those are other experiences that I don't want to say. My lactose intolerance.
Lactose intolerance.
Yes.
I'm really glad I'm not lactose intolerant. Thank you
Same.
for taking the burden for us. Yeah, but I really like ice cream
Oh, ice cream.
I
and
love
cheese.
dairy. Uh-huh.
I need
I
to.
can't stand milk by itself
Dairy's
though.
the
Like around, like just out of
what?
milk by itself. Just drinking. Who drinks a glass of milk just by itself?
Me.
Me.
People.
You guys are
People
weird.
who care about their calcium.
Okay, but
Well,
no.
clearly Sung not very often because she broke her nail, but like.
No.
I
You
no. I am the like I have pride in drinking milk.
you just casually drink
Like
glasses of milk.
yeah,
Yeah, they're
I
really
do.
good.
I
That's
put
so
milk in
weird.
everything. When I eat a banana, I need milk. When I eat sweet potato, I need milk.
Really?
What?
Yeah, banana with milk is awesome. It's
There's
like banana
banana
with
milk.
ice
Yeah.
cream. Why do you think
I
that
love
works?
banana milk too.
Banana milk.
Uh-huh.
I
It's
like.
awesome. What's your story, Camila?
My story? Well, this isn't really a traumatic story, but you guys know the story.
Really?
And yeah. I don't know if Iman knows it though, so I'm gonna tell it. It's less of a traumatic story and more of like a surreal story. So it involves Ale, and maybe you know what I'm gonna talk about already or not. But
No.
it's right.
I
So I
think
do the
so.
drama club in school, and so obviously, and so once like after during an activity we were taking a break, and we were like I was just standing outside with Ale, drinking water next to a water tank, right? And you know how the school has like the little not plastic, sorry, the little paper cups, right? Like the Fuente Pura ones.
Yeah.
So she was drinking water out of that, and I was drinking water too because that's what people do, drink water. But then, like, we were talking to each other. She was staring at me in the eyes. And then she just, like, she held the water cup in her mouth. And then she slowly started to, like, put the water cup into her mouth. And, then, like, but staring at me, like, dead in the eye. She started eating the cup.
What?
Wait,
She started,
eating the
like,
cup?
Yeah, she put it, like, and she didn't use her hands to put it into her mouth. She used like her mouth to put it into her mouth. Like, you know when you're eating spaghetti and you kind of like put it like the rest of the spaghetti using your lips or something.
Like, wow, that's a lot of mouth power.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's got a lot of mouth power. But like, yeah, so she just like, and I kind of stopped what I was saying, right? Because I was the one talking, and I stared back at her. And she just like kept munching on it like a goat. And then like after a solid maybe 40 seconds of this, of us just staring into each other and her eating a cup, she kind of like opens her mouth and she spits it out into the trash can.
Ew!
What the hell is
But those
happening?
are dirty. Like,
Yeah, they must be dirty
They're like
at
probably.
least the
But
outer part.
Was it just to mess with you?
Yeah, just to mess with me, right? Of course, she doesn't eat cups in her free time, but like, it was just so surreal. Like at that moment, I felt like maybe I wasn't in my body fully, and that like existence is a joke.
Dreaming or something.
I've
It's
experienced
honestly-
that too, though. Like when people stare at you, like intensely, and then they do something weird. Like I have this one memory, and by the way, like I don't have the best memory, so like when I remember things, it's a huge deal for me. And I just remember in Costa Rica that it was movie night, and there was this kid. He was like, the movie was playing, and I just decided to like look one direction. What the hell? And I just make eye contact with this kid, and he's just staring so intensely at me. Like he was already staring at me, and he was he was picking his nose like intensely as well. And I was like, and I think it was 1 minute, like of us staring like intensely.
I guess he wanted
And
to have a staring contest.
I was so scared though. Like I was staring back at him, but like I was like kind of looking back to the movie and then looking back at him like this, like that. But he was still staring at me. And then suddenly after that minute, he jumps up And then he's like, "What? Do you want to fight with me?" Like,
What
really
the heck?
jumpy. I remember that so clearly. And then my parents were there because I was in elementary and they were not gonna let me go like at night alone. And my parents started laughing, and it
Oh my
was so
gosh.
weird. Like, it was.
That is so
That's
creepy.
very
I
scary.
know.
Like, what
Oh.
has gone through that kid's mind to just, out of nowhere say, like, what do you want to do? Like, that's
Let's
so
square
weird.
up.
Uh-huh.
Why was he picking his nose and staring
Like,
at you?
looking
That is
into
what's
your
weird to
soul.
me.
Yeah.
But it was like intense. Like, I thought that kid's nose was gonna bleed. Like,
But how old was he?
I was like, he was younger than me, and I came to Nicaragua before third grade. No, like third grade. And I was probably like in second or first grade. So,
Wow. So this kid was like either in kindergarten and he just like,
yeah, that's
wow.
what made it more traumatizing.
It's weird that okay, these two actions don't match, right? Like the action of saying, "Do you want to fight with me?" Like that's a third grade action, right?
Yeah.
But intensely picking your nose at someone, that's like a 5-year-old action. What is this kid?
But I
He's a
remember,
hybrid.
he was so hyper. Like, that's what I remember. And everything he did, like every action or word while he said whatever he was saying, like he was so tense and he was so jumpy. So it's like he's, I don't know, it was the weirdest thing. Cause like imagine like, I don't know, his movements were so like robot-y but jumpy at the same time. Oh, like
Uh-huh.
it was weird.
He ain't
And
human then, you know? Just that's my conclusion.
Human. No.
Those are all nice. Not nice because they're traumatizing stories, but
yeah, they're all interesting,
yeah.
weird stories.
Yes.
Well, yep, those were our stories for today.
Thank you everyone for listening to our podcast. If you have arrived to this end, we will applaud for you because these were very interesting stories. And
long
also,
stories.
yes, long stories. Also, check out our social media. Links are down below. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want more stories in the future. And for today, bye-bye. And also, a little reminder, think different-ish. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.